This is a kind of follow on from what I was talking about earlier on about despair, and you can do something about it. It's very easy to kind of feel like our attention, to not realize that we have control over our attention, and that we can take it back if we've put it in the wrong place, or if we put it in an unhappy place, or we've put it in a place that makes us miserable. Then we don't have to keep doing that. We can take it back. We can change it, because it's very much like, I'm out in the middle of the country at the moment, and I can sort of focus on what's right in front of me, what's a little bit ahead of me, or what's in the distance. It's just a matter of focus. And it's the same with attention. But you have to remember to do it, because particularly to do with information and online, it's not passive. It's trying to get your attention. Everything is trying to get your attention. Whether it's trying to get your attention to sell you something, or to sell you an idea, or to agree with you, or to get you to watch some content. I mean, I have a very small taste of it with the different videos and things I make. And when you watch any, like, how to get found on YouTube, or how to get 6 million followers on Instagram, a lot of it boils down to manipulation. So sad to say, but it's true. A lot of it just boils down to manipulation, and here's how to trick people into liking your posts or following you, or that kind of thing. I mean, even the language that is used around social media, like about somebody being an influencer, that's all part of, they can influence you because they've got your attention. So it's not passive, and you have to actively do something about it. You have to actively take it away. But it's also, people. You can become kind of hypnotized with people, certain people who sort of manage to convince you that their happiness is your responsibility, when on paper it's not. But in practice, they get your attention. Situations can get your attention. That's what worry is. Worry is like a situation that's got your attention and it won't let go. And for all these things, you have to consciously take charge of where your attention is. Because attention and intention are closely, one follows behind the other. So if you want to change things, then you have to stop giving your attention to the things that you are not happy about. Like if you have a sense of something that's happening, like conspiracies are a good example. It's very easy to develop a conspiracy mentality where it's almost like you want it to happen. You want the terrible thing that you've seen, you want it to happen just to prove to everybody that you were right. When do you really want to be in that future just to be right? It's like, yeah, but what about all this, what about all this nefarious stuff? There's always been nefarious stuff. There's always been things going on. Now, unless you're willing to go and do something about it, which most of us are not, then focusing on it is going to bring it closer. And yeah, you'll be right. You'll go, look, I told you. But you'll be in a future that you don't want. And if you're going about it from a mystical perspective, from a behind the scenes kind of perspective, which is what I'm talking about now, then you have to pull your attention back from focusing on a future you don't want. Even if you are right. and shift your focus to a future that you do want, and continually bring your mind back to the future that you want. Your mind will keep going to the one you don't want because it's trying to protect you. It's, a big part of our mind is about protection. So you can thank it. And thanks for that. But this is the future I'm going to focus on. And I've seen this work in my own experience. It's very vague. You sort of feel like, well, that could have just happened anyway. But that's just your mind trying to minimize what the impact that you have. Because bear in mind, you're living in a dream, but it's a dream you can influence. And it starts with reclaiming your attention and not giving your attention to things that in the future that you don't want to happen. And instead, focus it on a future that you do want to happen. And it takes a lot of discipline, I suppose, to not keep getting pulled in and sucked into all the things you don't want.